Greetings, everyone. It is Isaac Wells, the voice of Internet's Skeletor. You're watching Dragonfire Entertainment. And remember, listening to a podcast before bedtime is the adult version of story time. Until we meet again.
Hey everybody, Wildman Wes here, and welcome to part 2 of our Adventurous Brewing lineup on What's Your Poison. We hope you enjoyed part 1 with the 3 beers that we had to review. We have 3 other ones, and I'm excited, and I hope you are too. That being said, let's get started. First up today we have B-Town American Lager. Now, with a lot of breweries, lagers, ales, pilsners, they're pretty much their pillars of beer because a lot of it's easy drinking because not everybody wants an IPA or a stout or a sour. That being said, I remember it being very easy drinking. Let's pour this in here. Again, we have very great head consistency. It's very frothy. Wow. They're doing their job, that's for sure. Very nice golden, clean, see-through. That is beautiful. And as Lawrence Welk would say, look at all the bubbles. The 1 and the 2 and the 3. All right. Enough references. We're going to have a smell. Very, very malty, slightly barley. It has almost a sweetness. Yeah. Just very much that nice, clean, crisp lager taste. Yeah, you did good on this one. Now, when it comes to the grading on this, hang on a sec. There's a bitterness at the end on the aftertaste with the mouthfeel. That is, you full of surprises, B-Town. You full of surprises. This is definitely one of those beers that keeps your palate guessing. I've noticed with a lot of other lagers, they tend to have, it's either one flavor profile or another one. Either it's going to be very bitter, it's going to have a sweetness, a biscuit to it. This is very complex, and I enjoy that because I'm not used to it. So with the grade, I want to give it a perfect, but it is still early on. And I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5. Almost perfect, but not quite. But it is definitely going to be on my next order when I go to the brewery and the tap house. So, that being said, I'm going to finish this off a little bit, and we're going to go on to our next beer of today. Next up today, we have Hefeweizen. That's it, just Hefeweizen. So there are a lot of breweries out there that like to give cutesy names to the style of this beer. And they're not wrong, and they actually are rather creative. However, sometimes Hefeweizen doesn't need a cute name. Sometimes it's just nice to just say what it is. Now, I am a very, very big fan of Hefeweizens. My boy Hefe over at Beer You Beer Me is as well. We're somewhat particular about them because sometimes the flavor profile isn't as great as we hope it to be. A lot of times for me, when I have a Hefeweizen, I expect it to have some heartiness, a little bit of a richness, with a mixture of flavor profile of banana and clove. So I can't remember if I had this one while I was there, when I had it on tap, but regardless, I stand before you, excited, nervous, and ready to drink it. Oh yeah. Oh, that looked beautiful. That looks so beautiful. Oh, and very clean. Very clean. A little bit lighter than the lager. which, hey, I'm not complaining. Oh yeah, that smells like a Hefeweizen. Banana-y. Clovey. I'm excited. Okay, who am I kidding? I'm gonna have a drink. For being a 5.6% Hefeweizen, I was expecting a little bit more heartiness, but not in a bad way. This tastes light. It's almost crushable, like a patio pounder, and normally I want to sip on Hefeweizens, but as you can see, I've already had quite a bit, and I'm going to have another drink. That is refreshing. If you're used to the lagers and ales, and you want to try something a little bit more on the German style of Hefeweizens, I would recommend this one, especially due to the cleanness and the light body. The flavor profile, I am getting banana, I am getting a hint of clove, not as much as I was expecting, but I'm not taking away anything from this. This may be one of my go-to Hefeweizens from now on. I enjoy the refreshing taste of it, because normally I have to sip on a Hefeweizen and go, oh man, if I drink too many of these, I'm gonna crash. But this one, I'm not gonna crash. I am loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. However, I'm going to say because of the clove being a little bit lighter than what I was expecting, I'm gonna give this one 4 3/4 out of 5 pows, because it did live up to some expectations, but I'm not fully convinced it's my all-time favorite Hefeweizen. However, damn near close. So I'm going to sip on this Hefeweizen a little bit more, and we'll be back to close out part 2 of our Adventurous Brewing lineup. Closing out our lineup for Adventurous Brewing, we have the Bubblegum Pastry Sour. This is a 9.5% ABV, rested on gumballs with milk sugar and natural bubblegum flavor. When I had this at the tap house, I loved it. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. And when I saw that they had cans to buy, I was a kid in a candy store. Who am I kidding? And so I am going to open this up. I'm not going to talk about it as much because I want you to see exactly what we have in store. The frothiness, like all of the beers from Adventurous Brewing, their carbonation and head distribution, there is a lot of head in this one, but oh, I think it's that milk sugar. It almost smells like a Bazooka Joe bubblegum, and I like that because Bazooka Joe was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Very fruity, slightly cloudy in this one, because with sours and especially pastry sours, you're going to get a little cloudiness in the color, and I wouldn't say, no, that's bubbles. For a second there I thought that was some sediment, and I went, oh wait, but I'm like, no, I haven't had this can in my fridge that long. So, here we go. I have come here to drink bubblegum pastry sour and kick ass. And I still have my bubblegum pastry sour. Oof, yummy. This is very, very yummy. Now, a lot of sours out there, even pastry sours, can tend to be very acidic, very palate-wrecking. This one, the sweetness of that bubblegum flavor really coats your palate, and the sweetness just, it brings you back to an early time, hence the Roddy Piper reference and, shirt, glasses. Yeah, I get what I'm talking about. Now, as much as I love this one, I wouldn't recommend drinking a full 4-pack throughout the day, because with that 9.5%, it's going to hit you pretty quick. And that's not taking too much away from this, because I am going to be biased. This is a 5 out of 5. I love the flavor profile. I love the fact that even though it's a sour, it's not going to wreck your palate or upset your stomach in any which way. Then again, if you have too many of them, that might be the case. However, I recommend this one to anyone that's had a bad experience with the sour and wants to have a redemption story. And the bubblegum pastry sour is definitely a redemption. Well, we hope you enjoyed this 2-part lineup of Adventurous Brewing from Bettendorf, Iowa. If you've had these beers before and you agree with me, leave a thumbs up. And if not, you can leave a thumbs down and leave in the comment section below on why there were things about the beer that you didn't really appreciate, because every beer is not for everyone, and that's totally alright. Also, make sure you share on social media, but most importantly, you push that subscribe button. I've recently seen that the subscribe button isn't always red, so I have to change it up a little bit. But also make sure you ring that bell for instant notifications. You check out my boy Hefe at Beer You Beer Me for all of his beer-related content, as well as Beard Wizard Man for his beer-related content, and also some of the reactions with music and his video games. I'm excited to see a lot of the stuff that they have in store coming up in the following months. Until then, I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you next time on What's Your Poison, or some of the other content that's coming out here on Dragonfire Entertainment. I am bringing back some more video games, and there is a new series coming out with movie reviews where the movies aren't the greatest, and it depends on which state they're coming from. Bad joke, I know. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Have some good beer. I'll see you around. Cheers.